So there's currently an incredibly strong glitch in Season 9 of Diablo 4 that will allow you to farm a ridiculous amount of materials and other items very easily and quickly without having to use any resources of your own. And this is currently seeming to be one of the best Obducite farms in the game as well, but you're going to be able to farm a bunch of other more season specific items and just a bunch of random gear out of this as well. And the primary function of this glitch is allowing you to farm Heroic strongrooms as much as you want without having to use any of your resources, so without having to constantly go in and try to get more Nightmare Dungeon keys. All you're going to need for this farm to work is any Nightmare Dungeon key, whether it be an Escalation Dungeon key or just a normal Nightmare Dungeon key with the Heroic strongroom affix on it, and you only need one of those per play session. Once you log off or go back to the main menu, you'll need to activate another one if you want to do the farm again, but that's all you need for your entire play duration if you don't log off. And essentially what you're going to do is you're going to activate that key, the Heroic strongroom key, but you're not going to go to that Nightmare Dungeon. What you're going to do after you activate it is you're just going to start to check all of the boss dungeon locations. And if you didn't know, you can just teleport to the boss dungeons anytime you want. You don't have to run to them or anything like that anymore. But every single one of the boss instances is considered a dungeon. So if you teleport to one of the boss areas, most of them have that small little area before you get into the boss arena, and you'll actually be able to see that those can have the Heroic strongroom affix on them. So what you're going to do is you're just going to teleport to all of those dungeons, is you're just going to be looking for the Heroic strongroom spawn to be able to freely run it from that boss dungeon. And there's two ways to know that that strong room is going to be in that dungeon when you get into it. First off, if you go a little bit into the dungeon, it will have the tracker showing you the location to go to, or if you just want to wait a few seconds, you will also get the small sound notification once you're in that dungeon that there will be a strong room somewhere within that dungeon. But again, because it's the boss dungeons, they're super small, so just walk a little bit into it, and if there's a strong room in there, you'll start to get the tracking animation telling you where to go. So after you find a strong room in one of the boss dungeons, you're just going to go run it like normal. You're going to activate it, kill the waves of enemies, go in the strong room, and do it like normal. Once you get to the boss and defeat it, you're going to open up the chest, and this is where you're going to be getting all of your loot. Now you're going to be getting tons of files, so tons of the season currency. You're going to be getting a ton of season reputation because there's so many elites you can kill very quickly in those. You're killing the boss, and you're just getting a bunch of reputation. You're getting a bunch of random pieces of legendary and unique gear. You also have the chance to get escalation dungeon keys, so make sure you have your points into the blessings to give you a higher chance of getting those, and you can get multiple of those, so you'll be getting those pretty often. And the chests you loot after defeating the boss at the end will always give you a bunch of Obducite if you're in a torment tier. And specifically when you're in torment 4, it gives you around 2,500 Obducite. So you're getting all of these different materials, you're getting a bunch of gear drops, you're getting all the seasonal currency and reputation, so you're farming just a bunch of different things. But specifically, if you're looking for a bunch of Obducite, this is an incredibly strong farm because it should only be taking you a couple minutes going from finding a boss dungeon with the strong room in it to completing the strong room and then looting the chest and getting your Obducite, which is just a ridiculous amount of Obducite very quickly. And then once you defeat the boss at the end, all you're going to do is take the portal, which will take you back to the boss dungeon. Then you're just going to keep going. You're going to keep searching all of the other boss dungeons. Now, I'm not exactly sure how these are resetting. I haven't been able to tell if the boss dungeons are resetting just based off of a timer or if they're resetting once you get into a new strong room. I'm not 100% sure, but they reset enough to where you'll never run out of new reset boss dungeons to go into. And I have not gotten to the point yet where I've gone through all of the boss dungeons and not found a strong room. So it seems like it's a guaranteed chance that one of these boss dungeons is going to have a strong room in them, so you go farm that and then you continue through all of the other boss dungeons. So you never actually run out of strong rooms. And keep in mind, all you needed to be able to do this is one nightmare key with the Heroic strong room affix on it, and then you can infinitely farm these strong rooms incredibly quickly. And all of the loot you're getting from this, I've been talking about specifically coming from Torment 4, because that 2500 Obducite comes from Torment 4. It'll be less in lower Torment tiers, but this is also going to be really good if you're just solo leveling up new characters, or let's say you're trying to get up their reputation so you can get more Resplendent Sparks to try to craft more mythics. So this farm is not only going to be really good when you're on an endgame character that can do it in Torment tiers, but it's also going to be good when you're leveling up characters or just trying to get more reputation or seasonal currency. It's incredibly strong for pretty much all of the loot we went over that you can actually get from doing this. And I know there is another glitch. You can get more Obducite per hour, but that glitch also requires you be on a certain quest step from the seasonal quest. So if you've already done that on your main character, it requires you level up a new character and not go past that quest point to specifically do the other glitch farm. But this one, you don't need anything like that. You can do this on your main no matter what. All it takes is that initial key and you're good to go. You don't need anything else. So I would definitely recommend going and trying to do this farm. It's incredibly strong right now, especially if you're specifically looking for Obducite. Masterwork your gear and keep resetting Masterworks. This is going to be incredibly strong for that, to just farm up a lot of your Masterworking materials very quickly. But that's all I want to go over, so thanks for watching.